Welcome everybody. This is Spiders coming at you with Do You Know the GWEI? It's the 4th of November. Got an Ethereum chart right here. Very interesting what came in on the 3rd, or yesterday. Vitalik started talking at like 1 in the morning East Coast time, and we bounced right off of that horizontal support line, 1780, 1781, like I was talking to you guys about. I mean, it was really kind of some sick stuff. The fact that he came out the time that he did, and we formed like this triple bottom on the 5-minute chart, and you can kind of see it there on the 4-hour as well. When he started talking, I drew that pattern draw, and that I kind of felt like the move was going to be. And if you guys see, both on the 5-minute and the 4-hour, like we found a basis at the 4-hour MA, which I thought we were going to do. Found the resistance line, the previous uptrend, and so I'm going to make this a little bit thicker here, just so that you guys get a better idea of how important this is. And we'll turn this to purple. Right, so this line was the previous support that we were kind of rocking for a little bit. We're finding it now as resistance. It's also in line directly with that 1863 horizontal resistance level that we were talking about in our previous videos, and we actually touched now 1, 2, 3, and now 4 times. And so this is the 4th attempt by the bulls to actually get this thing up there and past that 1860 level. The ultimate resistance though is going to be at that 1894 level. If we can break past that 1894 level, it's going to be pretty much sky's the limit until 2K. Back this out a little bit daily so we can get an idea of where I'm looking at there. That was the support line that we were holding all the way back from December. So if we do find our way up here, we definitely want to keep the buy volume coming in. I want to see this MA stay under. 1-day MA is 1745. Now I bring this up because when we were talking about this in our previous video, it was down here at like 1717. What did I say? If they just brought this thing sideways for a couple more days, this MA would have been brought up. They're now getting a little bit more juice on this thing. If you guys see on the Phoenix ascending chart, lining up these two studies together, we have this orange dot pressure that's hitting us on the daily. It directly lines up with the resistance line that we're expecting all the way since April. And so this is definitely some kind of spooky stuff. But when you back this out, even more so, the chart just continues to stay looking healthy in my opinion, because we continue to put in these bullish days above averages on both the daily and the weekly. And so the primary resistance levels again that I'm looking at, 1895, 1890-ish, then 2K, if we are able to actually break past this 1864. Take a look at BTC now. BTC hasn't quite had the run that Ethereum did off of its sideways move action, and like I was telling you guys, this is just a very obvious rotation. Like I was talking about how I was completely expecting rotation from BTC into Ethereum. I'm starting to possibly see that now, where BTC dominance is coming back down, finding like an ultimate resistance at like the 56-ish, 58 level. We could, if this is a real first bull leg, actually start seeing the rotation into altcoins. And so I'd be very interested to watch that on chain and see how that develops. Now guys, there is a study that I'm going to put out. It's going to be a dedicated video that essentially brings up the possibilities, in my opinion. Possibilities of coming up to the 36K level, finding that first resistance. I've drawn in these very, very obvious horizontal channels that we're in. So I want to continue to keep sideways within this stacked volume. If you have a volume profile open, you can clearly see that 34.2 being defended right now. And so the majority of all of this, all the way back from like June, it's just been an insane amount of volume. So seeing this as like the first basis, you guys can kind of see it as the 338, 337. Second support being 3-2. You guys have heard me in like maybe my first video talking about how the 322 was going to be resistance that I was looking to actually accumulate on and all those kinds of things, see how it was going to be holding on to support. But ultimately, if we can break past this 36K level, guys, we are looking realistically at 40, 41K, 42K, 42.4. So this would be like a blow off A wave. If we did actually see this thing move in an Elliott wave down and then rip face up in a C wave, I'd be interested to see if any of these levels actually support it. Right, because depending on how far that B wave actually dips, that's how far that C wave rips. And so if you're a long-term investor, I would just be very careful about investing at these levels unless you know that you're in it for 15 years, 10 years, all this kinds of stuff, 5+ years, because this has a very real possibility, in my opinion, of liquidating as many shorts as they possibly can, thinking that this is a risk-off event, and then they bring it back down. Now, I'm still holding an 80% bullish consensus right now. But I want to see liquidity coming in. That's not just shorts being liquid. I want to see more of these old wallets going in at certain levels past 26K. Because we were seeing these old wallets being turned on, moving fiat into exchanges, purchasing Bitcoin and then moving it to these wallets that haven't been touched in over 7 years. I want to see more of that activity. I want to see more of these ancient wallets acquiring Bitcoin at around the 36 level, something that I could definitely see happening. Make a move kind of like this, right? Trade sideways, find a way to come up. Use this as support, maybe stop loss some longs out, and then find that resistance. 2K. I'll do one of these. This kind of stop loss pocket here. No, because that's the thing. If they do this stop loss pocket where they try to like rinse and drag it down, I'd be very interested to see where the where the daily MA is at that point. It's a little bit closer, yeah. So the daily MA is still just at 32884. Guys, and this is what I'm talking about. When they just bring this thing sideways up within this Bollinger Band level and use this upper white B band as support and the upper aqua as resistance, that all that is bullish, in my opinion, because they're bringing the MAs up for the next move. I would like to see eventual retracement down to these MAs, but again, if you're bullish here, you don't necessarily need to see this price come down to the MA. You just want to have the MA supporting price. So we did see this piece of news here. There was a total of 10,000, nearly 11,000 Bitcoin that was sent to. So after this appreciated up to 30.5K, they sold off a portion of that, and I think it's still on Coinbase right now. At on-chain activity earlier. Speaking of on-chain activity, everything is essentially up 80%, regardless of the app or the app that you're talking about, which is very interesting. I highly suggest you guys using Artemis Terminal to actually assess how some of these things are working. PancakeSwap is still crushing it right now, with 165K active addresses, up 70% day over day. Stuff that you guys want to be seeing, the usage of some of these networks increasing day over day again, because it's the thing that you're going to need to have the legs push underneath an actual catalyst, in my opinion. That would be a healthy move. I don't want to see price going up through short liquidations without seeing these other metrics start to come up. And so this is good, in my opinion. Like when you're breaking up data, these are good signs. Just taking a look at the overall 24-hour liquidation rate, I mean, guys, 90% of these exchanges are getting liquidated short right now. Like their liquidations are the shorts that are being liquidated at various levels. And so as they bring this, and what that shows me is that as they bring this thing sideways, their IV is getting cut in half every 3 hours or so. And then when you got this 5-minute pump like you did almost an hour and a half ago, it just rinsed the hell out of everyone that found a short between second, right, all the way up at the top here at 36K. And so as they continue to rinse and repeat out of here, guys, I mean, I kind of called this move on Ethereum in general. I thought that Ethereum was going to move a little bit harder than Bitcoin, and it's followed that trend exactly. And so I'm expecting more, though I'm keeping the data in front of me, watching. Do have expansion of the ascending energy on Ethereum. Again, things that you want to be seeing. We have this like triple fork, they're all above the 70. And so if you guys are using this indicator, you can kind of assess whether price is at a fair value or not. But this is showing you the strength. And the fact of the matter is, people are still buying with all three of these arrows above 70. So that brings on bullish confidence. That brings on even more indicator catalyst energy. Just you start pooling all of them up, right? And they cause the fire that's behind these asset classes. But that's gonna cut it for the day here, guys. I want to include on the next video looking at other names in the markets, but I thought that for today's sake, with Bitcoin and Ethereum just kind of trading sideways like it did for the past few days and getting in line with my thesis, I wanted to cover these two very specifically. So, as always, not financial advice, do your own research, guys, but the things I'm seeing right now are overall continue to be bullish. I continue my 80% bullish consensus. So that's markets, you know. Appreciate everyone checking this video out. Definitely give the channel a like and subscribe, share all that stuff. I'm trying to share education here through market data. So this is all just coming straight from like a human level, and definitely want to connect with you guys. So I want you guys asking questions and everything. So appreciate it, and I'll see you out there.